So in part 3, we're going to talk about how we can use the code from Pearson Revel, Liangs code, to work with and play with. Now what I did was went through and renamed. So I have these zip files, which you'll be able to find. And basically I typically go through and I extract to my desktop. And then from here, you can go through and drag and drop into your environment. Refractor. So these are the programs, and I renamed them all so they appear alphabetical order from top to bottom, the way they appear in these sections. And the very first one is the My JavaFX. We have errors. Why? We have to go into the settings. Again, you can go to Run, Configurations. I'm actually going to go through and do it that way. If I go to Run, Edit Configurations, in here, my JavaFX, the first one I compiled, has the VM arguments. So I'm going to select everything there, copy, and then my JavaFX, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to allow for multiple instances, and I'm going to go through and add VM options. Program arguments, apply, okay. So now when I run this, we'll go through and be able to see the code. Assuming I do it in the right spot. So let's see, go through edit configuration. Select all, copy. I think I put those in my program arguments, my bad. Add VM options. They're up here. VM options, apply, and we're good to go. Okay. Similar to the first one we did. So again, these are in alphabetical order. You'll notice that we'll have to do that every time we have an error, but some of these do not have so edit configurations, add VM options, make sure you put in the right spot, apply, okay. Some of these don't have the main method in there. I've added those, so if it doesn't have a main method, it's not going to run. We're going to use a new method. So this one is an example of multi-stage. Again, our goal is just to get them up and running, and some of those issues I wanted to point out. In terms of files, there are file options, show image. If we take a look at this, it says image.usgif. Now you recall that when working with files, we have to have that within our project space, which we don't. We're going to want the image file. Make sure you put it in your project folder and not in your source folder or other folders. So inside the image, we now have a US GIF. To confirm, let's make sure I find it, US GIF. You can actually preview it, and there it is. So that's going to help with our program. And show image. Let's clean things up, close others. Two things. One, we didn't update the runtime. One thing you'll notice is you can't update the run options until it runs once. We're going to add VM options and apply. We run it, and whoa, a lot of red. It doesn't like something. This reflect, Java Lang reflect error happens in JavaFX a lot when you have funny things happening. Well, in this case, we see that's definitely involving the image, line 18. And when working with files within JavaFX, you're going to specify that this image, or we're working with images, is a file. So we're going to say file colon, basically tag this as a image file, or tag this file as a file. Why that is, I'm not sure. It's one of those things. So we're going to tag it as a file, and there's the update. So again, this is the code from the Pearson. There are some issues. Some, the main method is not running. Others, dealing with files. Make sure that you have the files within the project folder. I have them here, image. And when using them, you have to tag it within the string that this is indeed a file.